Hello, everyone. Good evening. Nice to see you back. Welcome to another live Create with Me. And I'm so glad I'm in horizontal mode. Sometimes when you're rushing around, it can be tricky, but we are here. So let's say hi. Hello, Susan. Sally, nice to see you here. Oh, all the way from New Mexico. That is I went through there one time, long time ago when we were traveling across the states, and it was so beautiful. Yes, SWL. MailChimp says some addresses when you're putting in a funnel, or not a funnel, that's not the right word, a journey and linking things, it can go right to your junk mail or bounce, but so glad you could fix that. Anytime, any of you, if you haven't tried my 5-day free course, please do, because it's a wonderful starting point to intuitive art journaling. And I am such an advocate of this art process. It didn't? That is crazy. Well, I'm so glad, and I will look further into that, because you were not the only one with a Gmail address where I've had issues. So it's sort of a long rabbit hole, but a deep rabbit hole, but I will check that out and get back to you if you send me a message or if anyone else is having troubles. So on with tonight's Create with Me. If you got the email, you would know what we're doing, but I did change it slightly to make it easier, though. And since last week was such a great week with our full page spread, not a spread would be, like I said, like double the pages, but I just like to do the one in these watercolor sketch pads or watercolor pads. Tonight, I thought we would have a little fun with collage, and I've not done a lot of this, so I have not planned. So here's intuition and just being in uncertainty, full out live on Create With Me with Michelle Holden. Wow. Well, some emails work, some don't, and I am still getting to be more knowledgeable about these things. Well, as you can see in front of me, and I will explain why I chose this one and not another one. So let me grab that. And as I was searching around for a really nice collage piece, black and white, for tonight's session, this is what I found. This is cartridge paper. They come in big giant sheets for like art studios and all of that. And what this is, it's just India ink. Now, you can overlay it with acrylic paint, which we're going to do. We're going to use just black and white tonight. And of course, whatever happens in between, the grays. I have some, let me get my, here's some notes that I like to keep track of what I do. Because once you get into your art journaling, like I said, I think it was last week, So check it out. It's in the Create With Me playlist, and all of our lives are uploaded where you can watch them again. And if you are new here, let's have some introductions. Welcome to Michelle Holden Art Beyond Mixed Media. And now we're finding out why I say beyond. And with the fun Create With Me sessions live every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can sign up in the link in the video description below. So you get a schedule, free downloads. I haven't added any more yet, but I think there's 2 or 3 on there so far. My letters from the studio, which is sort of behind the scenes and what I'm thinking, my philosophy, all of that. And I'm getting some great responses from my letters from the studio. They go a little deeper than my newsletters. And of course, my 5-day free course. So I was keeping some notes just to keep track, and it took, I would have to say 2 minutes. And it's what we're going to do so I can remember my intention tonight is a fun exploration just to see what happens. That's it. I'm not going to care. I probably will a little, but I'm not going to care. I'm going to say about anything about the outcomes because this is a book. This is your exploration book. And I wrote an extra note here. I need to take more planning time. And it's not that I don't take time to plan, for example, for tonight's session. It's planning time to really connect, like what would really be good. So after last week's full page as this size, I thought it would be a nice break to have some fun because I noticed too that I can be too serious. And what do you do for fun in your art? Is it a journal? Is it scribbling? Is it just playing with your bright colors? Let me know in the comments below. Yes, everything is in the notes below, and if you have any more questions, feel free to email me or message me, of course. Okay, so I said I was going to show you the cartridge paper ages, and it gets this lovely vintage off-white, which I love. So which collage, oops, a little too close there, would you choose for this fun we're going to be cutting and reassembling on the page? And I even think that I'm just going to drop them. And wherever they land, I'm gluing them down. So, which one would you choose? The real scribbly one on the right, or the one with a more variety of marks on the left? So go R or L. Remember, this is a more interactive live session, and we're going to get there. Okay, left. Okay, ding, 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 ding. Yes, that's the one. I started using this, and where's the variety? Well, it's too busy, it's too messy. I don't like the energy, but it isn't a waste. I will probably cut sections of that, especially that scratchy brush mark and some of the asemic writing here. And I just might use it as a very first layer underneath for texture. So nothing's a real waste, but this is the one that we're going to use. So how should we cut it up? Should we use scissors or tear? S for scissors, T for tear. Oh, okay. All right, we're getting a combination, so that's what we're going to do. All right, I'm going to, I think, tear and then cut because there might be some shapes. And this, believe me, this was just brought, I grabbed it, and I love to be like right in the middle of things. So, thinking of size, thinking about marks, I'm going to go here. I'm going to tear it. You could, I'll show you 2 ways to tear. This is a bit of an overkill, but this is what I use my watercolor tearing with. So you can go like this, or you can just tear it normally. And what I mean is a nice organic tear. See, when I go lift, it's going to expose this really nice white tearing mark on this collage. Okay, so I like these, but we also want small, medium, and large. That's what we need. Okay. And this paper tears so nicely. It means the fibers are good either way, horizontally or vertically. Oh, look at that. Now I'm just going to change some shapes. For extra, I thought I would bring to the black and white banquet some transparent white on deli wrap. My favorite dots made with my, a cork, a sponge, the sponge dabber. I think that's what that was. This was the fan brush turned in many different directions. And then, of course, my geometric stencil on some transparent, and my scratchy brush, a craft brush, on newsprint paper. So we'll just bring those in after. Because I also said that we would be using the prompts and using some meaningful words. And I love to do that at the beginning. Does anyone want to contribute a word that you're feeling in your art lately that we could write? Okay, I'm just going to start. And I am. Okay, so that was more of an affirmation. Now, I've been thinking about this lately, so I'm going to change my mark. I'm going to use water-soluble graphite. Okay. Having the courage to see down the road, your real, what do you see? It's just sort of a fun but serious, but we'll mix it all up tonight. And what would that entail? What's your word for tonight? What's your word if you were journaling this page? Mine was courage. I got to drive into town, and I love listening to my podcasts, and I just love water-soluble graphite. So we know these words and meaning will be hidden. And I'm just responding. Don't even know why I'm doing this right now. Okay, this is a nice piece of regular graphite. See how much lighter it is? So I don't want to go too much. Okay, I think I will just do this so I don't have to use the dryer. Before we do, I want to push that back. So I'm going to change it up. And you know that I like to use white for this. And sometimes the brayer can cover it without smudging. So what I'm looking for is some areas of more opacity and some areas for more transparency or translucency. There we go. That's what I like. So I'll just let that dry for a moment. Oh, see that A? There. And now the white with the off-white paper. Okay, so now I'm going to just, I think, I'm going to cut that down. I don't even know if I'll need these extra right now, but I know I want the transparent ones. Yes, just play. Oh, yes, okay. Carissa Howell. Close your eyes. Spin it around. That's a good idea. All right, here we go. Here's the first one. We're just going to drop it. Okay, that's where it's going. So I'll just do that. And don't forget, you have input, everyone. Ooh, look at that. I love it. Okay, let's get a different shaped one. Okay, I'm going to hold it this way. Oh, interesting. Now, when you do something like this, say if you really don't like where it landed, nothing to say that you can just drop it again. You know, there's rules, and yet there's rules that, and you know why I put it there? It's because of that line continues. And I'm going to do something with those lines in the next layers. And I love how that paint is on there already. So I'm just going to tear that off. Ooh. Something tells me to put that little piece up here. You know, these play exploration or playful sessions, oh, they can be just what you need at the end of a busy day. Okay. All right. I don't like that. What about that one? Let's go somewhere. Oh yeah, look at that. So you have the lines reconnecting, and this one's overlapping. I love that. Okay. All right, let's have some, okay, I think I want to do this now. But I want to have some, oh, look at that. Okay, that goes up there. where the lines are joining in an interesting or not joining in an interesting way. See, now I've changed my mind. Yep, right here. So you have this and this, white and black, overlapping. Oh, that wasn't quite dry, so we'll just rub that a bit. I just did that about half an hour before our session. This one. That's interesting. Okay. Okay. Ooh, I forgot I did that. Oh, see, there's that one matching. So it's so fun because they're like puzzle pieces and you move them around until they tell you where they need to go. I love that. Okay. All right. So we've got all the pieces down. Now's time for the art prompts. Has everyone here got their art prompts? If you signed up for my email list, there's different ways. Let me know in the comments. Yes, Susan. Sometimes we just keep on going when we should stop. We're not going to do too much, but let's just see. And then if you know in your notes, or you could right now take a photo of the different stages of your journaling. Now, of course, I'm reluctant to do that because your phone would fill up, you're not going to take every one. But then you could download it off or just print them on a grid and just write something under there, just some kind of record. But I'm loving the white on the top. So let's see what we can do here. Oh, we have one more piece. Do we need to use it? No. But look at that. And you see how, that adds that diagonal, which is pretty dynamic. So I think I'm going to go with that. And let's go up. So it's not matching. We don't want everything on the same edge. We want to push the limits. Okay. All right. I think I like what's happening. Now, I think I want to use some white over this, just in some areas. I'm not going to get rid of everything. And I'm not going to mess the whole thing up with white. And I'm using the brayer because I know it'll be just partial coverage or veiling. Okay. Now, not that brush. For the black. Who likes to use black? Oh, good. Way to go, Susan. All right. let's give it a go. Now, I'm just going to use it sparingly. Don't worry. I just really love this. And you see, I'm going to respond to the shapes or lines that are already starting there. And then I'm going to create a shape that I could never even have planned. There. I love that. Let's go here. Join this one. Now what's going to happen is when I'm making some of these other shapes using the negative space, other shapes are going to jump forward. And they'll be your favorite, or the most, at least, interesting. So you can choose to use the line that's there, or go right over it and ignore that it's there. Working in the middle can really keep the eye going. Now I'm not trying not to do that, just trying to play. We don't want to get too busy. I think I'm going to go right to the edge here. Something tells me that it'll look and quiet it down a bit. So you're just sort of carving and playing with shapes. So there's that tension there. So that's okay, because we can veil it with a piece of collage or something over it. I'm liking how this is interesting, but there's too much tension there, so I'm just going to do this. So you'll end up using curves or combination rectangles. Okay. I don't think I want to do too much more, but okay, I'm going to leave it at that for this layer. Anyone saying, oh, don't do that, or yes? Oh, yes. One of my favorite blues is Payne's Gray, and using it as the dark on a painting. So wonderful. All right, let's see maybe what we could do with, I think we'll go this way. Yes. Now that's still wet, so I will put the medium on here so it doesn't smudge. So what I do sometimes, I put it on the side. And when you have lots of dark underneath, this is deli wrap, just with different white marks with a pen on it. And see now how it's lining up with this shape, and there's sort of a weaving of in and out going on. I'm going to use some white pen in a minute. Not quite yet. Now, so I'm just going to move this around and see where it may or may not go. Okay, too long. See how it's very close in size? So let's make a difference. Let's choose a different one. I don't think it matters which side I use. When it's white on deli paper, it's hard to tell which side the paint was on. Okay, let's have some interaction. Where would you place this piece? Upper left, upper right, or lower right? I'm sort of thinking it's cool right there. It's the best way is just commit or even do it anyway. And then you get over this precious, oh, and I'm still doing it, believe you me. I am nowhere near fixing that one, but I'm getting better. Okay, I'm going to clean this brush before I spread. So I'll just use color shaper. Okay, and it may not have been the best place, but you know what? I just went with it. Okay. And I just want to do this. Something just, I just want to just stop it. And I think I need more darkness here. You see? So what happened was, now there's more relationship where there's line. It quieted it down, and now I tend to bring, I start maybe random and organic shapes and writing, and it's ending up, I'm finding my shape rectilinear, collage, or grid. And, oh, we haven't used the art prompts yet. So let's use a couple. I don't know what they're, I took some out that didn't have anything to do with black and white, of course. So let's see. One mark. Okay, I know what that's going to be. I'm going to dampen this. I'm going to go. That's it. More sporadic, the better. Let's do another one. Organic. Okay. I'm going to use one of my pens, and I'm going to make an organic shape. So it'll be a closed shape right there. See how the prompts can really just get you out of that pausing and that, oh, I was trying to think of the right word today. Not a block, but overthinking. Just do it. What do you think, everybody? 2 brush strokes. Okay. Love these. And I'm still feeling the white on the dark. Oh, so 2 strokes. That'd be a line, but okay, they might not stay there, but I like the freedom and the flow of them, the energy of those. Slanted. Well, this is already on a slant. So notice how you can interpret this in your own way. What's slanted? A piece of collage? A mark? A word? I'm going to go with a very narrow line, and I'm going to go like this. I guess slanted could be diagonal. It just could be on a slight slant. Okay. One more. And then I think I am going to choose one of the, yeah, this does go, but maybe not so large, of course. One big shape. Okay, this is it. I'm going to cut that deli wrap toothy mark, and I'm going to go big. How big? Oh, I'm loving that. I know what covers it up, but let's go maybe here. Here. No, it needs to be here. What do you think, everybody? That might work. And we can add a little bit of light over there. Left or right? R or L? I'm letting you decide. Put an R or an L in the comments, please. Yes, I agree with you two. Oh, isn't that? Yeah, let's see. Okay, so here it's the right. We do end up covering those, but you know what? Something's got to go, right? Or here. And this follows this line. You know, both work. But I'm going to go with the majority, but I'm going to lessen it a bit. So this is what I do. I'll just trim this nice and straight. And I love cropping some of the shapes so it matches up with that line. And I can leave maybe a little or some space. Okay. Okay, that's still damp, so we're going to have to work over here. This is the fluid matte medium. Very good for your thinner collage papers. I just cleaned my table, but that's okay. These things, there. Now let's see what happens. It's showing some light and dark underneath. There's still enough space here. Okay. It's interesting. It's nothing that, you know, I would have thought of, but I'm loving the transparency here. And in your pages, when you're doing these fun pages, and we might write some more words, there'll be parts of the page that you'll really like. And remember to write that down as to why, because sometimes once you have so many journals going, at least a few anyway, it can get pretty busy. Okay, so I'm going to use I want to break up this mark here. And you've seen me use the color shaper this way before. And I think they need to be thicker. It's pushing it back, but it's still showing. And now we have some more evenness here, horizontal or rectilinear. Okay. Is there anything else we might finish with? That's too busy. No. Now, see, if you were to bring in another element, notice the conflict? It's like, they're vying for position. They're the same size. So not really, not really a good choice. Not that you couldn't. I'm going to do some more quieting down. It's too loud for me and too squiggly. I call those flashlights. Does anyone else have a name for those? Now that we have this here, oh, it disappeared, but that's okay. But now there's some nice evenness going on. Okay, too loud yet? Just too loud. Oh, I feel so much better. So when you do this, let's see, because we can all relate, right? Do you feel an energy shift in you from tension to quiet? Anyone do that? Okay, it's so much better. Now see this little thing sticking up? I don't like it. It needs to be on the same. And then why don't we get rid of it altogether and watch. Okay. I like this just happening up here. And I think what I'd love to do, which, where are you? I have this lid and I don't even know where I got it. And I'm going to done. Okay. It's almost like a dry brush on my finger, picking up that texture. There. Okay. So I think I'm going to stop it there. What do you think? Yes, your eye definitely needs a place to rest and just soak it up. Now there's still some busy parts, but right now I don't really want to cover everything up. I love how those are just, the energy is calm, but it's still circular or oval. And since these are brush, sometimes, no, I don't know. I don't know if it'll work. I'm just going to leave it. Just to go past that line or bring the eye down, over. Oh, we haven't used the pens. Okay, so that might be too busy. Okay, So if it's too busy, you go, well, I thought that would work, but it doesn't. So you can just go back in, cover it up, or partially cover it up, and you're okay. Notice that makes that too busy. So I'm going to do the same. Okay, and it's still wet, so I'll leave that to dry. And there's nothing to say you couldn't come in and add, so you have these steps up, coming across, over, and now the eye is going well around. Let's do that right now. Oh, that's really cool. See these last minute decisions? They're so amazing. Trusting your intuition and just playing. And I like how it matches or lines up down there. Okay, so we have an edge there. So I'm just going to take an X-Acto knife, give that a trim. And that's better. So now I think I'll leave it. Very cool. Oh, no, one more thing before we go. So I hope if you're new, nice to see you. And if you're starting to become more inspired with your art journaling, this gives it more of a base. I hope this video or this Create With Me session has re-inspired you into how to have fun, especially, you know what, I really respond to these art prompts. I just don't want to think. As soon as I start thinking, it's just, no good. And so these are wonderful to just get you out of that. So, loving the black and white. So don't forget to sign up for the Create With Me live sessions. You get an email on Monday or Sunday if I'm more, ahead of schedule, and telling you what we're going to be doing, what materials to bring, and any new free resources that I might be offering. Yes, thank you, SWL. Please like and subscribe because I am building this channel. I do also have a Sunday vlog. Lately, we've been doing techniques and some little tips, so I'm keeping them nice and short. I'm in the middle of creating something new that's going to come out soon. And with all of this, though, it's a slow process, but it will be coming out very soon, and I'll let you know. So if you want to know and be first to know these things, get on my email list. So I hope you had fun, and this was inspiring. Get my prompts or make up your own. And I will see you in the next video next week for Create With Me, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. See you next week.